In this video, I want to share with you how I finally stopped yo-yo dieting, lost the weight, and how I've kept it off. I want to say hi and thank you to all of the new subscribers that have come to the channel because of that salad dressing video. I'm so glad you're here. Let me introduce myself. My name is Michele. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and yes, I share lots of healthy, whole food, plant-based recipes on my channel. But also, the reason I work as a holistic nutritionist is to help people change their relationship with food, lose weight, and gain wellness. This is really close to my heart because I have struggled with weight my entire life. I get it. I've been there, and it's really a passion of mine to help people get out of a bad relationship with food because there's so much more to life. I just want you to leave a comment down below and let me know where your biggest weight loss struggle lies. What is the thing that stalls you every single time, or you're good up until ... Let me know down in the comments below, because one of the first things that can be really helpful is just saying that out loud, admitting it to yourself and sharing it. All of my life, I've struggled with my weight. I was a chubby kid. I was probably on my first diet by the age of 9 or 10. I have battled with food addiction, anorexia, binge cycles, overeating, over-exercising. And to compound all of this, before I worked as a holistic nutritionist, my whole life I was a professional singer and dancer. And that world really encourages extreme behaviors to modify the way you look on the outside. So it furthered that craziness in my mind with food. I've been overweight multiple times in my life, including after both of my pregnancies, and food was always something that took up way too much mental real estate in my mind. I was thinking about food from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, and it was deafening and maddening, and I couldn't handle it anymore. So I want to share with you how I finally got out of that unhealthy cycle, lost weight, and kept it off for good. And the for good part is so important, and what I'm going to really focus on here. Now, don't get me wrong, diet is important, and I strongly believe in eating a whole food, plant-based diet. But what I'm going to share with you in this video is so much more important than what you put in your mouth. I really encourage you to watch this whole video. Every tip that I'm going to give you builds on the next one, and it's very all important information if you really want to see success with weight loss long term. Number one, I was desperate for a change, and you need to be desperate for a change. To get out of whatever cycle of craziness that you are in, you need to be sick and tired of it. You need to know why you want to get out of this cycle, and your why needs to be super strong. It can be something as simple as I want to fit in my jeans without feeling like I'm suffocating when I sit down, or it could be something like I want to live long and I want to be able to take care of my kids. Whatever it is, in those dark moments as you're going down this journey, you need to be able to lean back on that and say, okay, yes, long term, this why is going to carry me through. This is why it is so important for me to push past this, momentary moment. My why is I did not like the way I looked. And maybe that seems vain, but it was important to me. I did not like the way I look. I did not like the way I felt. I felt low energy. I did not like how when I crossed my legs, there was a ton of cellulite. That just did not feel good to me. And most importantly, I wanted to stop feeling obsessed with food. The thoughts of food that I had all the time, like there's so much more to life. Like, can I not think about food anymore? I didn't want to be moving into another decade of my life obsessing over food, obsessing over the same stupid crap and thoughts and places that I would take myself through, self-sabotage and punishing negative thoughts. I was done. I did not want this in my life anymore. So what is your desperate why? What desperately do you feel you want to change, and why is that? Know that. Number two, I got to know my emotional triggers. These are the root causes of the things that were making me overeat. Getting to know my emotional triggers helped me understand what would cause me to binge and restrict. It got me to understand what foods were triggering to me, what times of day I would typically let my guard down. It got me to understand when I would let my emotions drive me to eat, when I would secretly eat on my own, when I would use food to comfort me when I was sad or stressed or tired or bored. Sometimes I was just eating out of habit, whether I was hungry or not. I would sit down to watch a show after dinner and I would eat because that's what I did. So being able to gain self-awareness of those times in my day when I just went down this road of autopilot really kind of made me be able to take a step back and say, oh, you know, I'm eating, but I'm not actually hungry. Oh, every time I have chocolate chips, I open the floodgates to have something more. If you really and truly do this, you're gonna learn so much about yourself. You're gonna learn so much about your habitual things that you do all the time on autopilot. You're gonna learn that you're often eating when you're not actually even truly hungry. This is so huge. This also ties into a tip I'm gonna share with you later on, so make sure you stay tuned. I'll elaborate on this further. Number 3, I went into this knowing that it was gonna be uncomfortable. I knew that I was trying to rewire patterns and habits that I have had in place for an entire lifetime, and I was doing these things that just really were not serving me anymore. Probably they never served me, but I had gotten in the habit of doing them all the time, and to break something like that, yeah, it's hard. So know that it will be uncomfortable. Know that mentally you're gonna think you're hungry even if you're not truly hungry. Know that it's gonna be hard, but also know that you can handle it. You're made to do hard things. You can do this. Most people in America, I can say for sure, do not know what true hunger even feels like. A lot of the times we're eating and eating and eating every couple of hours, snacking in between meals, snacking after dinner. We're eating nonstop. A craving only lasts about 10 minutes. It comes in waves. And if you can ride that out, you can do it. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. But know that it's uncomfortable and know that you can get through it. Number 4, I started eating for fuel as opposed to eating for pleasure. Processed foods, no matter what diet you follow, need to be out. They do not need to be part of your diet. What fuels your body, this high performance machine, are real whole foods. And in my case, and what I share on this channel, are whole plant foods. I believe in these, and I believe that this is what fuels your body. So even if you said, okay, I'm gonna eat 90% of the time to fuel my body, and 10% of the time, or even 5% of the time, I'm gonna allow myself a cheat meal, or I'm gonna allow myself to enjoy this birthday cake 5% of the time. That is a great place to be. Once a week, I still totally have a pleasurable meal. Is it vegan? Yeah, but I've learned some different recipes to make. Typically it's like a pasta or a pizza for me because that's what I love. But I have it that once, I enjoy it, it's really good, and then I'm ready to get right back on track because honestly, being right back on track, fueling my body, feels so much better, and that's how I want to feel all of the time. Do not kid yourself. Junk food does not provide your body what it needs. Believe me when I say that your body will behave so much differently when you fuel it properly. Honestly, that's at the heart of why I share so many recipes on this channel. I want healthy, good for you, fueling foods to be exciting and something that you look forward to so that you can crowd out the bad and give your body what it's asking for and what it needs to perform at a high level. Number 5, I made a consistent effort to exercise regularly, but with a different mindset. I've always been an exerciser, but I used to use exercise and over-exercise as a form of punishment. If I had such and such food, then I had to go to the gym and burn that same amount of calories. It doesn't work like that. So I started to shift my mindset when it came to exercise. Exercise because it's good for you. Exercise because it really does positively affect your hormones. It positively affects your stress and your mood levels. Our human bodies are designed to move. They're designed to walk and run and skip and jump and play. We are not designed to be sitting most of the time. I can say every single time I do a workout, I never regret it. And if I feel like I don't want to do it, that's what I tell myself. You will not regret this workout. And I know that at the end of the day, I will be so much happier that I did it. I heard this recently and I think it's so good. Diet helps you look good in clothes, but exercise helps you look good naked because it's really shaping your body. So make sure to include that. That was something that was very important to me. I love the way I feel when I exercise, and it's more of coming from a self-care place for me as opposed to a punishing place. And that's the kind of mental shift I made with that. And I just really think it's important to move your body. Number 6, I stopped letting the scale determine my happiness. I was so dramatic when it came to the scale. The scale could make me have a good day or a bad day. But when I took the drama out of it, all a scale is simply a tool of measurement. It can help you reflect on your actions from the day before or a couple days in a row, but know that it's not 100% accurate. It doesn't factor in things like water weight, or if you need to take a poop, or if you had too much salt the day before. Know that if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna get to your destination. We almost feel like the scale owes us something. Like if we're doing good for a couple of days, the scale should reflect that. But the scale has no obligations to you or to me. You're not entitled to weight loss, but if you're doing the right things day in and day out, you will get to where you want to go. What you're doing by going through this maybe harder path is getting and gaining an understanding of where you truly are, where you're self-sabotaging your efforts, how you can curb your appetite, how you can make this work for you long-term. In my opinion, this is way more important than a number on a digital device. Do it because it's good for you. Do it because it's gonna bring you peace. The numbers will follow your actions. Number 7, I started intermittent fasting and I stopped snacking between meals. This was one of the most powerful tools that really helped my mental game more than anything else. This helped me get out of the feeling that I need to be eating all of the time. It seems counterintuitive because you're not eating as often, but it helped me stop obsessing over food. It helped my stomach shrink. It helped me eat normal portions when before my portions were out of control. It changed my mindset. You know, if you're not into intermittent fasting or you think it's just people starving themselves, it's not. It's just looking at things a little bit differently. I'm eating the same amount of calories, I'm just squishing it in a little bit closer together to allow myself time to repair and heal. Our bodies were not made to be digesting food 24/7. That's just not the way we were made. If you want to learn a little bit more of an easy way to get into intermittent fasting, watch this video right up here where I go over the basics of what I find to be the most doable form of intermittent fasting, which is 16/8. This is really a secret weapon. Everybody, I believe, can benefit from intermittent fasting. You just have to find the time that works for your body. Number 8, I gave myself some grace. I have been horrible to myself my whole life. Very negative, very punishment mentality, very perfectionist. And you know, as you get older, I feel like you just kind of say, why am I doing this? There's really no point. I just started looking at my decisions with kindness and curiosity as opposed to a punishment mindset. If I screwed up, I thought, okay, well, what caused me to decide to do that? Where did I kind of turn my switch off to autopilot? And really, I know this sounds silly, but I started just visualizing how I would have done things differently and what I will do the next time I'm in that situation. That really helped me be able to course correct the next time I was in that situation. So for example, last time I was in this situation, I ate the whole pan of brownies. I felt really sick. I had a food hangover. I was disgusted with myself. How can I do things differently for the next time? I would just envision, you know, making the brownies or going wherever, and then I would say, okay, I'm gonna have 2, 3, 4 maybe brownies, and then I'm going to give these away. And little by little, I was really able to gain control of these triggering moments for me that typically I would just shut off my brain in the past. And now, because I was being kind and giving myself a little bit of grace and looking at it with curiosity versus punishment, I was able to make little steps to change. And it didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. Number 9, this is very important. If you are still here, please listen up. I changed my mindset to a disciplined mindset. In the culture we live in today, discipline is not praised. It's not something people want to even think about or talk about. But if you want to see freedom, you have to have discipline. Discipline equals freedom. I had to be willing to be disciplined in my mindset to get to the version of me that I had desired for so long, which was the version of me that I felt good in my skin, the version of me where I wasn't obsessing about food 100% of the time. In order to become the you that you know that you want to be, you have to have a disciplined mindset. The discipline is what's going to carry over to a freedom about how you look at food, about how you look at lots of different situations in your life, and it is going to keep you in check for the long term. You must address your issues and you must be diligent and disciplined in your plan to get there. When you can conquer this with food, you can conquer anything. This maybe, yeah, it starts with weight loss, but this discipline mindset will carry over into every aspect of your life. Building discipline is mental preparation. You're gonna know how to walk away from things that aren't serving you. You're gonna know how to put up boundaries for yourself. You're gonna be able to say no, which is very important. You're gonna change your mindset from all of these things happening to me because all of these things are happening and I can't lose weight, to the mindset of I am in control of what I put in my mouth. I get to choose how I respond to what is being thrown at me. Knowing what to eat is important, but knowing everything that I've just talked about, it's all mental and it's all so much more important. You're breaking a cycle that you have been locked in for years, but you can handle it. You can do this. Not having to think about food 24/7 is such a blessing to me. I can't tell you how free I feel releasing that. Do I think about food still? Yeah. Am I always making recipes? Of course, but it's not in a negative way. It's not in a way that was so tormenting to my life, my whole lifetime. I battled with this for so long, and I'm not perfect, but I feel like I'm in such a better place now. And my very last tip, it's kind of like a bonus, tip number 10, is don't try, just do. Because when we try, we make up so many excuses for ourselves about how today's not a good day and I should probably just start tomorrow, or this happened and so that threw me off and I should probably do. Don't try. Just do. I believe in you. There is no better time than today to start. If you start today, you're gonna be so much farther along than you starting on next Monday. Just do it. If you made it to the end of this video and I'm speaking to you, I just wanna encourage you that you can do this. I encourage you to check out my Vegan Michele wellness method. When you have this mindset that you're ready to change and you have the accountability of somebody to talk to who knows what it's like and has been through it, you will reach your goal. So many women come to me and they're desperate for a change. They want to change, and working with me can help you break through to the other side. I've seen it happen hundreds of times and I know it's possible. It's happened for me, and I'm not special. I'm not some special unicorn person. It can happen to all of us. This is what saved me. It's available to you. I want this for you. You can do this. You are able. So get ready and get out there and take the first step. I wish you all the peace. I wish you all the health on your wellness journey. Now, the next step is up to you. Go out and do it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.